You will notice on the tutorial that I'm working directly from Rizom on 3ds Max. For that, I created a shortcut here, which is basically connected to Rizom Bridge. This is something that connects 3ds Max to Rizom, and it's completely free. You can download it here. I'm gonna give the link in the description of the video. You can add it to the 3ds Max, and what it does, which is pretty efficient, it's allow you to go directly, you have to convert in polygon. And then you can either do a new UVs, edit the existing UV if you have something you want to modify. For this case, I need to do a new one. Click on the icon and it's gonna transfer this to a temp folder and open it to Rizom directly. And here you have. If you don't want to install the bridge, it's easy, you can just do the same here by, it say load, but think of this as importing. So importing as new UVs, importing with UVs you want to modify the UVs. And even later on, if you modify the object, you can just reload or reload with UVs. You can easily switch view from 3D to the UVs by clicking on the upper left buttons. Then what's gonna mostly interest us is not the vertices. The edges gonna be interesting, but also you have the polygon and the overall element that you can select. When you have an element selected, you can press H to hide, I to isolate, and Y to show everything again. So let's work on those pieces. You have two methods of doing those. If you want to be very fast, you can do the automatic UVs, which is very great for like very quick assessment of UVs. But the problem is not super clean, as you can see, because it's doing lots of triplanar cuts, so top, view, left, and side views. So for far and background props, I think it's okay. But if you want to work on foreground, unfortunately, you're gonna have to cut. And for that, it's quite easy. You select one of the edge, double click, and pressing C, you can cut. W for welding. And when you're happy with the shape, you can just press U to unfold. And what you want to do now is work on all of the shapes in the same way. So select the edges, do some cuts that make sense, things of paper folding. The thing that is very cool with Rizom is that you can work with island, you can straighten up, orient them horizontally or vertically. You can move all of the island by pressing space, maintaining space with left click for the scale, space middle click to move, and spray right click to rotate. It's a bit tricky, but you get used to it. What I like about Rizom is that it's very fast and can handle a lot of polygon. For this example, you can straighten up every shape that you need. It works better when you have like proper polygons, not like triangle that I have here. But for the sake, I'm gonna show you the example here. And when you cut everything, it should look like something like this. For doing so, it's quite easy. Always make sure that the text cell density is as one of the value. I noticed that for most of the example, 15 works very well. It's a blend between 1K to 2K. And you have enough detail of resolutions. But for the example of the cabin that we're gonna work on, because we're gonna work with multiple UDIM, that's why I suggest you to keep on 1024, which is the other standard for like 1K texture, but exporting all of the UDIM in 4K maps. I'm leaving to existing the spacing, which is plenty enough, and then you can pack again. Control on the keyboard arrows is to move the UDIMs. But if you pack now, you're gonna notice that everything goes scale up, which is totally normal. To preserve the textile density, what you have to do is disabling the scaling. If you're annoyed, you can disable the view of the scaling as well. And now the textile density got preserved and is at 1024. You can work with multiple UDIMs, but the very important things here, never go more than 10 UDIMs horizontally. None of the software gonna understand if you have 11 UDIMs. Substance, Mari, everything's not gonna work, either in Real or other app that you're rendering at. It's only 10 UDIMs horizontally, but infinite UDIM vertically. But still, it's not an excuse to go crazy. Another thing I want to show you that is quite cool, working with Rizom, you can do a symmetry on same pieces. For example, instead of selecting all of those, what you can do, because the shape looks similar, Rizom can recognize them. If you click on the topocopy buttons, it's gonna select all of the edges that look similar, which can really reduce your workflow and timing.